Hello Plush Maniacs, thank you for checking in. So we're back with another discussion. We're about 1 month out from Super Mario Bros. Wonder release. It came out almost a month ago. And ever since, in that short span of time, there have been so many new fakes. And especially since our last discussion, there have been so many new Mario Wonder fakes and general Super Mario fakes. And we're going to be discussing all of those here in this discussion. So I'm once again joined by my co-host, Mr. Evan Reynolds.
Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. And again, as Mr. McCormick said, there has been a lot of new bootlegs over the course of the month, and probably many more to come.
And just a quick disclaimer, if you want to get the most up-to-date news on all of these plush fakes, we recommend you follow the Mario Plush Network Instagram page, because this is where we post the announcement of new fake plushes before anywhere else. So if you want to get the most up-to-date news, follow that account right away. And if you want to follow along with this discussion, we'll give the timestamps about which plush we're discussing and where you can find it. So we'll be using eBay as our source for all of this. And let's begin with where we left off last time. We, of course, had the two Elephant Mario and Luigi's. We had the Trotten Piranha Plant, and, of course, the Hoppo. And ever since, we have gotten 3 new elephants, which are Elephant Peach, Elephant Daisy, and Elephant Toadette. So, Mr. Reynolds, you can go ahead and kick us off with Elephant Peach. Describe what she looks like, the price, the shipping, and all of that.
Okay, so to begin with, Princess Peach was the next latest new bootleg after Elephant Mario and Elephant Luigi and Hoppo, of course, the Trotten Piranha Plant. So right away, right off the bat, by looking at her, she looks very good. She looks probably pretty much exactly like the game, exactly like how the game is, so the detail in this one is pretty amazing. It's probably like how a Cine All-Star Elephant Peach would be if they were the make one, but the bootleggers have been over the top with these plushes. So first off, you'll notice right away that the elephant skin, of course, is pink to portray Peach because she is pink. So you can see it right away like an elephant. She has the big ears, and she also has the earrings at the end of her ears, which is a nice touch. And we can notice about the crown. The crown looks like an all-star crown almost, because Peach crowns on bootlegs have been known to like rip off and not look very good. So they upgraded it, and it looks pretty good. The embroidery right here, as you can see here, on the photos, it looks really good too. So you can see that she has a nice 3 eyelashes on each eye, and then of course her eyebrows to give her that look. We are not certain if she has a mouth under that large trunk, because it's covered, and of course you can't see. So we're pretty sure she has a mouth under it, but right now we can't tell because the photos don't show it, so we can't go into detail about that. And of course she is wearing her dress, and if you're wondering, the trunk is covering her jewel, but yes, she does have a jewel under that trunk, which looks like the all-star jewel, of course, the blue encrusted in the middle, along with the yellow outline, and then her shoes, of course, or if she's wearing shoes, I'm pretty sure she's not wearing shoes. So again, this plush looks very good, decently sized, probably the exact same size as Mario. And we do notice, we're pretty sure when these first came out, I think they were about like $15, and now they've gone up a few dollars. So she is now $18.99. So she is right now not $18.99, $17.99. So exactly $18 with the tax and all that stuff. So 32 so far have sold of her, which is insane. A lot of these are selling very fast, so you might want to get your hands on them because they're going to be mass-produced and probably last for a long time. So, again, the bootleg tag is always all the Japanese text or Chinese text, whatever they use for that. So, let's turn it over to Mr. McCormick with his thoughts.
So I'm not the biggest fan of how Elephant Peach looks in the actual Super Mario Bros. Wonder game. I much rather prefer how Mario and Luigi look. I think they look way funnier. And I don't think the elephant princesses look all too natural, per se, because I think the Mario looks very, very natural, especially with the Cine plush that is now the channel icon, because I like it so much. I think it just looks more natural than the princesses. I think they could have made an animal design for the princesses that looked more natural than using the elephants for them. I just think they look very odd, and I will not personally be getting these plushes, but maybe Mr. Reynolds, since he's a fan of the princesses.
Probably. Just so you know, I probably will. I'll, of course, get Elephant Toadette, Elephant Peach, and Elephant Daisy. So I will get them. They'll probably be on my Christmas list, of course, because we do want to cover them for you in person as well. To notice like every detail. We would probably be like the first ones to maybe unbox them on camera if we got them in time.
So since we're kind of time crunching here, now let's move on to the Toadette, Mr. Reynolds.
So first of all, this one I want to buy right away because Toadette's one of my favorite characters, so you can notice right off the bat just how unnatural she looks. But one thing I want to point out, what is so odd about the bootlegs, where is Elephant Toad? They made Toadette, Peach, Luigi, Mario, and Daisy, but not Toad, just plain Toad. Which is very weird to us because you would think that they make everything in the game so far. Well, maybe they will make an Elephant Toad, but that's just weird that they would do Toadette over Toad, as Toad's more of like a main and well-known than Toadette. But overall, we're not complaining about this because she looks very good in plush form. Again, a little odd in the games, of course, so let's get into it. Of course, her little mushroom cap, which is way smaller because she's a big elephant. She's the exact same skin color as Peach because she is pink, so a pink skin color. And we are wondering about the pose. Her arm is sticking up in the air, so we're thinking maybe they put wires in the plushes to make them posable, maybe. But once we get them, we'll figure it out. So that design is pretty cool. Of course, her diaper along with her shoes, or no, I think it's just bare feet. I'm just assuming it's shoes because of like the border of the underdress of her. So again, the large trunk, the nice red and golden vest. The embroidery looks also amazing. Again, the same bootleg tag as everything else. Made in 2018, which is absolutely false. So again, the big ears of the elephant. So again, the detail on the elephant Toadette is really nice. She looks like a real all-star one from the photo that we're looking at now. Just amazing how the bootleggers have what they've done over the years. So again, she's very amazing. So again, time crunch, so now let's move on to Mr. McCormick. Oh wait, one more thing, $17.99 for this plush.
So yep, the Toads and Toadette, and I think the reason, as Mr. Reynolds was alluding to, that they didn't make the Toads is because they would have had to make two Toads, of course, for both of the colors, yellow and blue. And I think they would have just rather made one Toadette for now, instead of doing two Toads, and then they would have been missing Toadette. So I think they just did this to save up resources and not have to make more different colors. So yeah, Toadette, not the biggest fan of how she looks either. Much more prefer the Mario and Luigi versions of the elephant suit. So yes, Mr. Reynolds, Daisy looks very, very similar to Peach. So you can give us the differences with the Daisy.
Okay, so same exact model, not too much detail I'm gonna go into, because it's basically a copy and paste of Elephant Peach, except different colors. So of course, she has gloves this time, and she has a yellow skin color, and then the inside of the big ears, she has yellow ears, and then of course the Daisy earrings, and the little nice touch, and she's wearing her iconic Daisy dress with the jewel. I don't think there's a jewel under that one, but of course the trunk is covering it, so there's probably a jewel on her chest, of course, so a little thing to point out there. Her trunk's basically the same. One thing that I'm noticing, the eyes and the eyebrows are the exact same, so not too much detail to go in here. Except it's a Daisy crown. She is wearing the Daisy crown, not a Peach crown. So overall, it's the exact same sculpt and model as Peach. They just changed the skin color and gave her the Daisy clothes, but like all the proportions and like eyes and stuff, like the natural things, are all the exact same as Peach. So there is no difference to that. So now, again, $17.99. So now let's move on to Mr. McCormick's subs.
Pretty much the same thing with the Peach. Not a fan, I'm not going to be getting it, but I know Mr. Reynolds will. And now that wraps up the elephants. Now we do want to quickly get to one that is not from Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and that is the Ice Mario. And this Ice Mario is very, very weird because they made a completely new design to use for this Mario plush. Now previously you can go looking for fake Marios, but for the whole year they have been selling Mario plushes that look very, very similar to the All-Star Mario plushes. The mustache is very, very curvy, just like the Sine ones have been. They look nearly identical to All-Star Marios. And this new Ice Mario is not the identical looking plush. This is a completely new one that I think looks way worse. And it looks much more stiff, has way less detail. The mustache is not as curvy as the All-Star one is. I think it takes inspiration from a different set, but I just can't place the plush that this is taking inspiration from, because it is not at all how the All-Star Mario plush looks, which I thought was very weird. And I might be getting a little ahead of myself, but the Drill Mario does take after this Ice Mario, so it starts off this new trend. So this Ice Mario is going to run in at about $12 US, and of course, like all of these fake plushes, it will be coming in from China. So that's it from that Ice Mario. I will not be getting this. And next up is the Drill Mario, which I am very, very excited to get in the future. I will be putting this on my Christmas list as well. This is about $14, and of course has the red overalls, the brown/black shirt. He takes the inspiration from the aforementioned Ice Mario that I already mentioned earlier. And yes, he has the drill cap. Looks very nice. I think this is a very, very nice looking fake. And I do want to get this one for Christmas. Yeah, nice, cheap, $14. It's not that expensive, and it looks very, very good for being a cheap fake. Mr. Reynolds.
So this one is very good. I agree with Mr. McCormick. And they do take on a new facial structure, but I've started to notice that with the pattern of bootlegs, like the Swimmer, Rosalina, Daisy, and Peach, they are not based off of anything. They're a completely new face, so if you bought those plushes or if you've seen the unboxing, they look nothing like how they do in the games or like any All-Star plushes, so you could probably honestly say that they don't even look like they're from Mario. They just look like a random lady here at this point. So yeah, the bootleggers have been basing their plushes off the All-Star ones recently, but have also been doing a new facial structure for whatever reason. So again, very nice.
And the next one is something that is very, very weird. And it is actually a brand new original character. Now, the plush fakers had did this a very, very long time ago with a character that they created themselves, and it is a dry Bowser Jr. Now, that has never appeared in any game before, and that was a completely new plush creation, as I said. And they did that again this time with it's a Bowser Jr. plush, but it appears as if it takes inspiration from the King Koopa plush. So what I'm trying to say is that it looks like the plush makers have made a fake plush that is Bowser Jr. and is supposed to be a King Koopa from the Super Show version. So they did make that excellent fake King Koopa a very long time ago, like in 2017 or 2018. And then now, 5 years later, they have made a odd Bowser Jr. version of this plush. And Mr. Reynolds is showing me this right here, but it could be inspired by the episode of the Super Show that is titled it's the one where where Princess Toadstool is thrown into the Fountain of Youth, and then at the very end, King Koopa is thrown into the Fountain of Youth, and then he's turned into a baby again. So that could be the inspiration for here, and Mr. Reynolds actually pulled up the picture. I forgot what the episode's called at the top of my head, but Peach is accidentally thrown into the Fountain of Youth that is controlled by King Koopa. And then, no, it's not that one. And then Peach, turns into baby Peach. Oh, excuse me. And then at the very end, when Mario defeats him, that is when King Koopa is turned into this baby. So that is what Mr. Reynolds thinks it is. I think that they were just continuing on with the original fake trend because, like I said, they did that with Dry Bowser Jr. a very long time ago. So this is a very odd one, and it's going to cost you $16. I do not like how this looks because it just looks very odd. It doesn't even look like a Mario character. It came out a couple of days before Super Mario Bros. Wonder released. So when I originally saw this plush, I thought it was a character from Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and the fake makers somehow got a copy of the game early, and they saw this character, but nowhere in the game does Bowser Jr. ever look like this. So this is a very, very weird original creature. And even per se, for example, if they were trying to make something like a Wonder Bowser Jr., this looks nothing like Wonder Bowser Jr. because he, of course, is purple and has the mask and everything. So my hypothesis is that they're just making a baby King Koopa, which is very out of the blue. They could have done this when they made the Dry Bowser Jr., but they chose to wait like 5 years after that. So of course this is going to be $16. I will not be picking this up because I do not like how it looks. And yes, that's it for my analysis, Mr. Reynolds.
So again, as I pointed out, I'm pretty sure it's from the Fountain of Youth episode. I think it's based off of when Bowser gets thrown into the Fountain of Youth and turns into Baby Bowser. There at least has to be some sort of, like, connection between the two, because I don't think the bootleggers could have just thought that off the bat, and if they did, they probably just thought about off the bat without even, like, realizing that it does exist in some form from that Fountain of Youth episode. But again, this looks very, very odd, and it's called Green Bowser's son. Bowser does have a son, but not like that, nothing like that. So, whatever reason they made it out of the blue, who knows, but it is a very interesting one. I might get it sometime, but it looks nothing like Bowser, so probably not.
So we're going to do a couple of rapid fire discussions real quick with some of the brand new enemies that came out in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So we have a $13 Ski Daddler plush, and I think it looks pretty accurate to how it is in the game, because in the first couple of levels in World 1, there is an enemy called the Ski Daddler, and it looks like this weird squirrel thing that has a Buzzy Beetle shell, and it runs away from the character, and it shoots out, it's kind of like a modern Birdo, but it kind of looks like squirrel, so it looks very nice. That is $13. The next one is that is the Bluebird, and there are a couple of underground levels in Super Mario Bros. Wonder where these Bluebirds shoot out platforms, and you can actually stand on those platforms, and that is how you get through the level. You have to let these birds shoot the platforms out for you to make your way up, because it is a vertical level, and I think that is the first level that the Bubble Flower is introduced. So that is, of course, $13.99. And moving on, another quick one, Mr. Reynolds, the Elephant Fruit.
So the Elephant Fruit is another one. It is currently available for only $9.89, so rounded up to $10. So looking at it, it looks very good. It looks like it could be an all-star one, so we might get it. It actually looks like a Yoshi apple, except it has a trunk and the eyes and the ears, of course, and that newly created stem. So overall, this one is an amazing power-up, probably one of our newest favorite power-ups to this date. And overall, the details are very nice. The embroidery is also very nice. So again, the nice, like, little beady eyes right there. So very good, very good. So now let's throw it over to the next set of plushes, which are
a couple more enemies.
Yeah.
So the next one, which I think is one of the best looking bootleg plushes you can get right now, that is, of course, well, I'll save that for later. Let's get to one that's less exciting first. That is the Condart. That is a bird that stays up in the air, and when you go under it, it shoots down all crazy. It's kind of like a bird version of a thwomp, and I forgot how they look in the game because they are not very prominent enemies. I think they're only in a couple levels, and I think they're actually quite small, so you may not be able to see most of their details when doing a standard playthrough of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But the plush looks alright. It's going to cost you around $10.59. I will not be getting this because I'm not too interested in this one. But I don't think Mr. Reynolds is either. Are you, Mr. Reynolds?
Well, pretty much everyone that you've been saying that you're not gonna get, I probably might get it, like, for research and study reasons, of course, and to add to our collection, because it would be a nice addition to maybe, like, have a Wonder plush review set of, like, all of them in the future, like doing an actual detailed discussion with actually having all of the plushes physically, which would be a nice thing. So overall, this plush is a very nice one, probably one of my favorites because it's very interesting, obscure, and overall just very nice. And now the next one that we're getting onto is
the one that I mentioned that I got ahead of myself earlier. This is the one that I think is the one of the best looking, and if you're following along with us, you will see that very is obvious. And that is the GalacticKoopa, which is the Koopa Troopa that is on roller skates. And this looks identical. It looks, I would even go as far as saying that it looks the exact same as the All-Star Koopa Troopa plush, because you can see that the bootleggers have perfectly mastered the Koopa design. Yes, I use that word, mastered, because this looks exactly like a Cine plush. I do want to get this GalacticKoopa. I already have it on my Christmas list. I can't wait to have it in my collection along with the other Koopas. And this is kind of off topic, but there is also a blue Koopa Troopa that also takes inspiration from the very old 2009 Cine Koopa, and I wish they actually did in the inspiration from the All-Star one, since they made the All-Star one so perfect looking. So Roller Koopa looks 1-to-1, and it's going to cost you $13.89. And I think we are going on to the final plush of this newest discussion. I actually think it's the most interesting one, and that is the Poplin, which is the main new character for Super Mario Bros. Wonder besides Prince Florian. So the Poplins are basically like the Flower Kingdom's versions of the Toad. And I made a comment on Instagram when Mario Bros. Wonder was revealed that these Poplins look exactly like a character you would see in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And this whole game kind of reminds me of the Super Show with all the creative environments and characters in it. So the Poplin, it looks like a Toad. Mr. Reynolds, you're the Toad guy, so you can cover this Poplin.
So overall, very, very nice. This could look like an all-star one, because at this point, the way the bootleggers have been doing this recently, it just kind of feels like they're going into the Cine factory and stealing these plushes. But that's probably not the case, because they have gotten so good. So you can see the detail here. He kind of reminds me of Toadette, just because of like the facial features, because this is he kind of looks like he's a part of the Toad family in a way, so he has like that Toadette smile like how she does. And then the eyes are a little shortened in like more oval shape, kind of, which is also a very nice detail about Poplin. And you can notice on the hat, you can see that there is embroidery around the detail of the orange stripes, which is a very nice detail. That would be something Sine would do. And of course, the diaper or whatever, the diaper or the shirt, whatever you want to call it, and the shoes are also very nice. And again, the same Japanese tag, 2018 copyright in the back of it for whatever reason, even though they just came out this year. So overall, my thoughts, I really love this one. I would hope for like different colored variants if that was even possible, so we could like have our own little kingdom of them.
So Poplin, yes, is going to cost you $14. Well, it's actually $13.59. I do want to get this one because I'm a huge fan of their design, and they're just very, very cool characters. I hope that they're more in future games like Mario Kart 10 and the next 3D Mario, because these are very cool designs. Like I said, they remind me a lot of the Super Show, because the Super Show had many different obscure Toad designs. So yes, I will be getting that. I hope to do an unboxing for all of you on the network for Poplin. So my wish list for all these is to get the Drill Mario, the Poplin, and maybe the Elephant Fruit. But other than that, none of the other obscure ones interest me all too much. But as Mr. Reynolds said, he might get those in the future. So yes, that about wraps up this Super Mario Bros. Wonder fake plush discussion. And as a reminder, if you want to keep up with all these announcements, we post them first anywhere else on our Instagram page, that is at MarioPlushNet. You get all the latest plush news and Mario plush content there, and just regular Super Mario content, so you don't even have to like plushes to follow the account. And that is where we post all kinds of plush news before it even makes it onto YouTube. So that wraps this up, the discussion. My co-host was Mr. Evan Reynolds.
So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as I said before, I'll probably get the more obscure ones in the future. I might add them to my Christmas wish list, along with some other Kirby's and Mario's I'm planning on adding to my wish list as well. So again, these plushes are very nice. We might have to do an update in the future, because with the bootleggers patterns, it seems that like they've been just releasing more and more bootlegs, like at least once a week by now. So we hope to see more bootlegs based off of Wonder, and any other game series in general, maybe like more bootleg Galaxy plushes or something. Totally random, but it is possible now with the way they have been doing this obscure pattern.
And I wanted to add real quick that we are recording this the day before the Super Mario RPG remake is going to come out. So potentially we could start seeing some Super Mario RPG fake plushes from these people. And maybe even the Princess Peach Showtime fake plushes when that comes out, and maybe even in the far future, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door when that eventually comes out in 2024. So I've actually been keeping up. I've been refreshing these pages for about a week already, because since they've been so active, I've been checking 1 minute, and then like 20 minutes later, a whole brand new massive character comes out. Like I remember I checked one night, and then like 20 minutes later, the Drill Mario popped up. I was very excited. Like these people list these plushes at all hours of the night. So I will be refreshing the page. Like I said, keep checking our Instagram page if you want to keep up, and subscribe to this channel for more fake plush content, for more official Mario plush content for when we unbox the elephant, and for more Mario plush unboxings and plush videos, and all things Mario plush. So once again, I'd like to thank Mr. Reynolds for joining me on the panel.
So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and it's been a huge blast making this, of course, detailing everything, and we probably will see some RPG plushes most likely in the future, and of course the different game series, including maybe a Mallow plush, which I know a lot of people would scoop up right away because of how rare the official Chikara one is.
So make sure to check out our playlist in the description below, subscribe to the channel, have the bell on, and leave all of your thoughts on these fake plushes in the description or in the comments down below. We'd love to hear all of your thoughts and respond to each and every one of you. So thank you very much.
Bye-bye.